So going into night one, I didn't have any rules for myself.
You mentioned, you want that best friend. You feel like she was in the room the first night, your wife. Was there a point throughout the journey that you doubted that and you kind of had to think, oh, was I overly optimistic?
That's a great question. So to be honest, there was not one moment throughout the entire filming where I wasn't confident that she's in this room. Like the love was so strong, and like you couldn't even ignore it, like at all. And that was something that made me feel better that yes, this is actually working. Like it's not like just a TV show and then now it's like, oh, I'm going home alone. Like it's like I felt during the whole thing like I think this is gonna work.
Ooh, okay, that's a fun tease. Okay, night one, we see a lot of women. Obviously, there's 30 of them. Bailey, you guys kissed quick out of the limo there. You had met her once and, made it up for it with getting her name wrong. Did you have any rules for yourself going in on kissing on the first night? And tell me a little bit about that reunion.
So going into night one, I didn't have any rules for myself. I think it was almost like that would be, stopping myself from just fully taking in and meeting all the women. I guess one rule was I wanted to meet and speak with all the women I can, whatever time I'm allowed and can make work. Like that was most important to me. In regards to the kissing, no, I mean, sometimes you just had that connection and it's like, I'm not like, who am I to deny that if it feels like if it's right? If it's forced, definitely not. But if it's natural and then it's mutual, then hell, why not?
Brianna, America's First Impression Rose winner. She obviously got to come in with a rose and a rose-colored dress. Maybe some of the girls were a little jealous. Tell me about her and also what was it like trying to navigate maybe people feeling that it was unfair that some of the girls had gotten to meet you once for a couple minutes.
See, it was great seeing Brianna right after this because, as I said earlier, it is really overwhelming on night one and everything's moving so fast, and having that familiarity of okay, I've met you before. We had this crazy experience on stage. It was so awesome. So good to see you again. So that was great for us. I didn't really know in the moment because I'm just getting pulled here and there that, the girls were really jealous or felt really jealous about that. And I mean, it's so unique to me. I can completely understand where they're coming from of oh, that's unfair. They had one extra time. But in reality, in the grand scheme of things, the right thing will always happen. And yeah, it was great.
Madison came in hot and then was out pretty quick. What happened with that whole situation? What's your take on it looking back of what was that whirlwind 12 hours for her?
Yeah. So with Madison, I mean, I think very highly of her. I just think one thing that I think most people would agree with is you just can't force it. If you're forcing love or forcing a kiss in this manner or just, I don't know, navigating it the way that it went, that was an answer in itself. And I'm not someone that wants to waste anyone's time because I know the sacrifice to be there and to either take off work or leave your family behind. It doesn't do anyone any good to just waste your time. And if it wasn't there, it's not there.
And
yeah.
Greer, your First Impression Rose winner. Tell me about her. Why did you give her the First Impression Rose?
Yeah, with Greer, with a night that can get chaotic, something with Greer that was really helpful was how comforting she made me feel during that. So I didn't feel like I was getting rushed or pulled into a million different directions. With Greer, she was able to kind of just pull me aside and make me feel relaxed. So when I look back at who I was going to give the rose to, it was just a really, really good impression of okay, it's fine. We can take it easy. It's not this chaotic night one all the time.
Well, I think I got to go. But to wrap up, I got to know real quick, what'd you think about the ear licking? And what's your tease for the ending?
Oh, the ear licking. Not the biggest fan of the ear licking at all. It was fine. And then I guess the tease for the end, all I could say is I'm I'm very happy, and I think fans are going to be really surprised at the love journey. I don't know.